In Korea, there once was a famous web novel called 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. It had been incredibly popular, but after 10 years and more than 1,000 chapters, only one loyal reader remained, Dooja. He started reading the story back in middle school and still follows it as an adult. The novel follows the protagonist, Young Hyuk, who battles countless trials sent by the gods as the world collapses. His allies die one after another, but Young Hyuk never gives up and continues to grow stronger. Dooja finds his determination inspiring. Rereading the novel helped him endure years of bullying in high school. After graduation, Dooja's life turned out average. He attended a mediocre university, worked unremarkable jobs, and eventually got a temporary position at a large company. Now, his contract ends today, the same day he finishes the last chapter of the novel. When he reaches the ending, he's disappointed to find Young Hyuk is the only survivor. Upset, he messages the author, saying the story's ending was terrible. On his way home, Dooja runs into his coworker Sa, whose contract also ended. Their chat is interrupted by their former boss, who won't stop hitting on Sa despite her rejections. Fortunately, he exits the train at the next stop. Then, Dooja is surprised to get a reply from the author. The message thanks him for reading until the end and admits Dooja's support was the only reason the novel was completed. The author adds, "If you didn't like the ending, you can try writing your own," when the service starts at 7 p.m. Suddenly, the train jolts to a stop. A voice echoes through the intercom. Planetary System 8612's free service has ended. Paid content begins now. Checking his phone, Dooja sees it's exactly 7 p.m., just like the opening of the novel. A terrifying creature from Korean folklore, a dakibi, materializes inside the train. When a passenger shouts insults at it, the creature vaporizes him with its laser-like eyes. The passengers panic, but the dakibi silences them with a glare. It declares that the gods have judged humanity to be corrupt and undeserving, and now, humans will be forced to face trials that determine their fate. A holographic message appears, explaining, Stage 1. Within 10 minutes, each passenger must kill at least one living organism inside the train. Those who succeed will earn 300 coins, those who fail will die. The dakibi adds that celestial beings called constellations will be watching. The train remains frozen on the bridge, trapped by an invisible barrier. As the timer begins, passengers check their phones. No signal. Panic spreads, and people begin attacking one another. One woman tries to open the doors to escape, but a force field blocks her way. Looking through the glass into the next car, Dooja spots Young Hyuk among the passengers. His heart races. The story from the novel is coming to life. That means he knows exactly what will happen next. A massive monster rises from the river below, smashing the bridge and shaking the train violently. People slam against the ceiling. Remembering the rules, Dooja realizes the living organism doesn't need to be human. A boy named Gil-young has an ant farm, so Dooja grabs it and runs to Sa. He gives her a few ants and tries to explain to the others, but nobody listens. He crushes one ant in his palm. Instantly, a hologram appears announcing he's earned 300 coins. Now everyone believes him, but there aren't enough ants for everyone. As chaos erupts, their old boss snatches the ant farm. The mob swarms him. Meanwhile, another man starts beating an old woman. Dooja recognizes him, Nam Woon, a brutal character from the novel. Dooja tackles him, trying to save the old woman. Nam Woon sneers and decides to make Dooja his target instead. Dooja remembers that in the novel, survivors have game-like stats they can upgrade with coins. Using his reward, he boosts his strength and punches Nam Woon across the car. Nam Woon retaliates, activating his Dark Awakening skill, instantly overpowering Dooja. During their fight, the ant farm falls and cracks open, spilling eggs. Desperate, Dooja smashes them and earns a huge payout of coins. He upgrades stamina and agility, dodging Nam Woon's attacks and knocking him down. Nam Woon begs for mercy, but Dooja refuses, saying he doesn't deserve a place in this story. Then he rushes to protect the old lady, placing an ant in her hand so she can crush it before time runs out. But the insect escapes, and the timer hits 0. A voice announces the stage is over. All who failed are executed by holes suddenly appearing in their heads, including the woman. The dakibi returns, congratulating the 17 survivors and announcing that the constellations will now reward them with gifts. Each person receives offers from various celestial patrons, but any sponsorship comes with a future price. Dooja declines for now. Suddenly, the train tilts violently. The river monster is dragging it underwater. A former soldier named Yoon-sung begins prying the doors open. Duja recognizes him from the novel and helps him activate his super strength skill, allowing him to tear the doors apart. The passengers climb out, but Gil-young remains behind, mourning his aunts. Duja rescues him, and together they escape to the bridge. The next stage begins: cross the broken bridge. The monster smashes part of it, creating a massive gap. The Dakibi also resurrects the corpses of the dead passengers, forcing the survivors to flee as zombies chase them. Yoon-sung and Duja try to fight but are overwhelmed, until Sa unlocks her skill, creating a glowing road across the gap. Everyone rushes across. Duja warns them that poisonous gas will soon spread and they must reach an underground station. He remembers that in the novel, Young-hyuk dies fighting a dragon there, which causes the story to reset. To prevent this, they must keep Young-hyuk alive. Young-hyuk soon appears, cutting down enemies with his sword and gun. He confronts Duja, demanding to know why Nam-woon died early. Pretending to have a prophetic skill, Duja tells him about the danger in the subway. Young-hyuk lifts him by the tie, demanding strategies, then drops him into the river, saying they'll meet later. The monster swallows Duja whole. Inside its stomach, a hologram appears. New stage: kill the monster and escape. The Dakibi, now revealed to be named Baihong, narrates the event live for the celestial audience. Duja shocks it by knowing its name and status, a 9th level Dakibi hoping to ascend. He warns Baihong that if he dies, Baihong will lose viewers. Realizing the audience loves Duja, the Dakibi signs an exclusivity contract with him. As stomach acid begins rising, Duja opens the in-game shop and buys metal spikes to plug the ducts, knowledge he remembers from the novel. After blocking them all, the monster dies. Duja retrieves its glowing core and asks Baihong to trade it for a rare item, Aether of Faith. The Dakibi also gives him a starter pack containing a mask. Duja wears the mask to protect himself from the spreading poison. Collapsing on the shore, he receives floods of sponsorship offers and turns off notifications. He finds a store nearby. 2 girls are dead, 1 barely alive. Suddenly, a monster bursts through the window. Duja grabs the survivor, he won, and runs toward the subway. They make it inside just before the gate slams shut behind them. Inside, a gang of thugs appears, the same ones who, in the novel, had tortured Hee-won. Enraged, Duja upgrades his strength again and beats them down. When the leader attacks, Duja dodges effortlessly and wins. Just then, another group of survivors led by a man named In-ho appears, forcing the thugs to flee. The survivors explain In-ho is a congressman who organized people in the station. He sends strong players to hunt monsters and share their coins with weaker ones. Gil-young now has a new insect taming skill, but Young-hyuk is nowhere to be found, meaning Duja's changes have already altered the story's timeline. A message echoes: in 3 hours, everyone must pay the survival fee. Those who can't will die. In-ho demands Duja share his coins, claiming he has plenty. Duja refuses, remembering from the novel that In-ho becomes a villain. His refusal angers the crowd. In-ho reveals he has sold his humanity to the constellations and partially turned into a monster. To end the chaos, Duja promises to clear the stage himself. He builds a weapon from scrap metal, and his group, including Hee-won, Sa, Yoon-sung, and Gil-young, descends into the tunnels. Gil-young's fireflies light the way as monsters swarm from the dark. A brutal battle begins. Sa discovers her ability to shoot webs, but the last creature captures her and drags her away. The group chases it to a chamber marked as the Ground Rat's Shrine. A hologram commands them to kill the Warden of Darkness. A huge monster emerges. Duja strikes first but is repelled by a force field. Yoon-sung attacks next and manages to wound it, but the creature casts an illusion spell, Prison of Despair, trapping minds in their worst memories. Hee-won relives her assault by In-ho's gang. Duja frees her, then saves Gil-young before he's caught. Yoon-sung becomes trapped, haunted by memories of his fallen comrades. Duja tries to attack but is blocked. The boss summons more minions. Running out of options, Duja calls Baihong to open the shop, but he's 1,000 coins short of buying White Star Energy. Hee-won leaps onto the monster's back to distract it. Duja kills smaller beasts until he earns enough. He infuses his weapon with the White Star, giving it a single devastating strike. He leaps and slashes the boss's back, killing it instantly. They open a treasure chest containing rewards. Yoon-sung gets a gauntlet, Gil-young a bug-enhancing helmet, Sa a mysterious coat, and Duja a broken sword, secretly the Broken Faith. If combined with the Aether of Faith, it becomes whole. The group returns to the station and finds In-ho and his men still exploiting others. Hee-won attacks them in vengeance. In-ho transforms, fighting back, but she defeats him easily. Before she can finish him, civilians stop her, admitting they intentionally kept the monster alive to avoid harder future stages. They had hoped Do-ja's team would die clearing it for them. The system announces payment time. In-ho uses the distraction to flee. Sa swings her web, helping Hee-won chase him. Just as she's about to strike, a force field throws her back. In-ho laughs, then a gunshot hits his head. A sniper named GGA steps forward, claiming his coins. The barrier remains, and GGA explains they've entered a new section with another stage. The station now holds 104 survivors, and the rules state, within 10 minutes, everyone must reach a green zone or be killed by monsters. Only 52 small zones exist, so panic erupts. A gang led by Pildu monopolizes a VIP area, charging coins for entry. His defense system shoots anyone who approaches. Do-ja tells his team to split up and search for zones. GGA brings a message from Young-hyuk, he'll cooperate, but Do-ja must survive alone tonight. Do-ja recalls a memory from school. A friend once took a beating from bullies to protect him, saying at least one of them should live. Inspired, Do-ja chooses a risky strategy. Bai-hong announces new rules. Some zones will disappear while others appear randomly. The tile under Do-ja glows green. He yells for his friends to fight to survive, but Hee-won decides to fight the monsters instead. When the timer ends, horrific creatures flood the station, killing anyone outside the safe zones. Hee-won and the others rush to help her, and after hesitating, Do-ja joins them. He predicts new green zones will appear near the danger points, perfect for dramatic effect. As the monsters attack, the group fights valiantly. At another portal, Young-hyuk waits, watching Do-ja protect Gil-young. There's room for two in the nearby green zone, but Young-hyuk demands Do-ja abandon the boy. Do-ja refuses, leaving Gil-young in the zone while he distracts the creatures. Overwhelmed, Do-ja eats a glowing stone that traps him in an illusion realm, saving him physically but forcing him to relive the day he fought his best friend to please bullies, a guilt that's haunted him ever since. Inside the illusion, Young-hyuk appears, telling him he should have fought the bullies, not his friend. He confesses that after countless battles, he came to believe humanity is hopeless. When Do-ja awakens, his team has dragged him to safety. Yoon-sung is badly wounded. Realizing today is the day Yoon-sung dies fighting the dragon, Do-ja resolves to take his place. The system announces there are 57 survivors. Angry that players are helping each other, the constellations decree only one green zone this time. Whoever stands in it when the timer ends will live. The zone appears beneath Pildu. Do-ja begs GGA for help. She refuses. To guilt her, he reminds her she killed her classmates during the first stage. She cries but leaves. Calling Bai-hong, Do-ja learns he's the audience's favorite, receiving massive donations. He converts all of them into coins and offers to buy Pildu's protection. Pildu agrees and transfers the glowing square to Do-ja, who smashes it with his sword. The others panic until GGA finally understands. She shoots the green zone, destroying it. The light fades. Do-ja tells the crowd that if they had worked together from the start, no one would have died. He transfers his remaining money to Pildu, asking him to protect everyone. Pildu opens his VIP area to all survivors and deploys his entire arsenal. As monsters pour in, Pildu's cannons unleash a barrage, stacking piles of corpses. A few beasts slip through but are finished off by Do-ja, Sa, and Hee-won. Suddenly, the ground trembles, a colossal dragon bursts out, incinerating people with its fiery breath. Young-hyuk charges forward, slashing and shooting, but the constellations, displeased by his power, escalate the difficulty. The entire station shatters and floats into outer space. The dragon's body hardens into metal. Young-hyuk's sword breaks against it, but he keeps fighting, summoning another weapon. The beast impales him with his own blade. Still, he continues striking until his body ignites in flames. Do-ja swallows a fire-resistant potion from his starter pack and dives in. Sa uses webs to pull Young-hyuk clear while Do-ja takes over. As he battles, Gil-young summons a massive bug creature to help, controlling it telepathically. But the dragon pummels it, hurting Gil-young too. Refusing to lose another friend, Yoon-sung awakens his ultimate skill. His gauntlet morphs into a shield, raising walls of earth to protect the team. Sa weaves bridges of webbing for Hee-won, who leaps onto the dragon's back and slashes its scales. Together, they pin it down. Do-ja stabs, but the sword won't pierce the core. GGA fires, cracking the chest plate, yet the dragon knocks Du-ja away and seals the wound. All hope fades, until Young-hyuk rises again. He kills the remaining monsters, charges the dragon, and drives his blade into its core. Flames engulf them both, just like the novel's tragic ending. As everyone begins fading, Du-ja receives a notification: the author has accepted his trade for the Ether of Faith. He fuses it with his sword, completing the Faith Blade. His allies distract the dragon long enough for him to leap, impaling the creature's heart and killing it. The voice declares the stage complete. Du-ja uses the mission reward to resurrect Young-hyuk. The station returns to normal. Young-hyuk, astonished to see him alive, realizes Du-ja survived the flames thanks to his reforged sword. The survivors cheer. For the first time, Du-ja believes they can create a new ending, one where everyone lives.